Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas following the UFC 141 press conference, and look who we have run into, the man who has now returned to the UFC bantamweight fighter Miguel Torres. Miguel, welcome back to the UFC.
Thank you very much for having me.
Were you just trying to pick a fight with me? You just got back and now you're trying to start some trouble again.
Every time we hook up and we do this little dance, I have to awe at it. I have to. It's there. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I'm impressed. It's like me not having a mustache. He has it. It's there.
Well, it's good to see the old Miguel back, and of course we're joined by Miguel's manager Glenn Robinson. And guys, thank you very much for the time. Let's talk about this. Dana White just announced moments ago that you are now back in the UFC. You met this morning. He was very impressed with what you had to say, and then on the spot just a couple hours ago gave you your job back. Talk about why you came over here and how you set this up, and if you even knew there was a chance that when you met with him he would give you your job back, or were you just trying to clear the air?
Well, when this incident all happened, I had no promises. I had no idea what was going to go on. I knew I made a big mistake. I knew what I said hurt people, and I had to own up to it, and I had to be a man and accept it. I went out and I tried to make a positive out of the situation. One thing my dad taught me was to always make a positive out of a negative. I did something negative and I had to make something positive out of it. You know, I had to educate myself, learn how I hurt people and why I hurt people, and I did that. And my manager, Glenn Robinson, you know, told Dana, I hadn't talked to Dana the whole time. This whole time I've been silent on Twitter and Facebook. It was just so my statement would stand at the top of my timeline, so everyone knows what my stance is. And I wanted to, before I talked to Dana, I didn't want to say the wrong things. I wanted to do the right thing and educate myself first. And I did those things, and in that process, I learned a lot of things. You know, what people say really can hurt people. What you say has an effect on people. And, you know, when I came to Dana today and he gave me the opportunity to meet with him, I was very thankful to give him my side of the story and what happened. And, you know, he graciously took me back, and I appreciate that very much.
Glenn, Dana said that he hadn't talked to Miguel, Lorenzo hadn't talked to Miguel. When you reached out to him, how receptive was he to the idea? And did he tell you that if he liked what he heard, he would maybe give Miguel his job back?
No, he made no promises at all. I mean, he was willing to take a meeting, that was it. Everything Miguel did, we sat down and we discussed what happened. Social media is a very powerful weapon/tool, and what could mean nothing and be said innocently could hurt people. And Miguel realized that although his comments were not meant intentional, not meant to hurt anyone, they did. So he wanted actually to clear the air with the world and first come to peace with what happened, and then approach Dana afterwards. And that's exactly what we did. And Dana's made no promises, but was pleased to see what Miguel did on his own. And Miguel took it on the chin like a true champ. And Dana's a great guy. And the bottom line is Miguel's back.
So let us clear the air with the world. Why did you tweet what you tweeted?
I was watching, you know, Workaholics, and you know, I think it's a very funny show. It's on Comedy Central, and I was watching it. There was an episode, and there was a van in there, and I made a comment about it, a stupid comment that I shouldn't have made on Twitter, and I did, and I regret doing it. So.
Do you remember what your reaction was when you found out that you were now being fired for what you tweeted? Did you think this was a joke, considering the fact that we've seen some questionable tweets in the past from other guys? 24 hours prior to what you tweeted, there was a controversial moment involving Rashad Evans. Did you think that this was some kind of prank being pulled on you?
No, I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. You know, just because somebody else anyone can say whatever they want. What I said came from my mouth. You know, what I said came from my account, and it was wrong. So. Well,
some of it did. I mean, you know, Miguel, some of the comments that were on Miguel's account, because there's a number of different comments that said Miguel had someone else managing his Twitter account to some degree because he travels a lot, and Miguel's actually taken what he's learned over the last few weeks and re-educated his staff, because he has his own gym, Torres Academy in Chicago, and he's used what he's learned over the last few weeks to educate his staff on the rights and wrongs of social media. So the bottom line is, through the words of Miguel Torres on Twitter, things were said that really, you know, offended some people, and he wanted to clear the air and do right, and he did. And that was really the most important thing to him. And he knew if he did right, he believed that karma would, you know, reward him. And Dana, you know, sat down with us. And bottom line is, the world is going to get to see Miguel fight again in the UFC. And they better be prepared, because, you know, it's going to be bloody.
It was an outpouring of support, especially on social media, Twitter, people changing their avatars, picture of you, bring Torres back. Even at a WWE event in Chicago this past Monday, a fan holding up a sign, Dana, please bring back Miguel. How did that feel? Obviously you lost your job and you knew you made a mistake, but to see that support, how much people loved you.
It feels real good. You know, I've dedicated my life to this sport, and this is all I want to do with my life. Ever since I was 12, 13 years old, I wanted to be a fighter. And to have that kind of support in a time like this is immense. And I can't even describe the feeling. It's overwhelming.
Although he wanted to change his picture to you. Yeah, he's so impressed with your facial hair that, and I had to like say to him, not right now, not the time. Let's just let it lay.
That's why he's such a great manager, for advice like that. So what have you done? Dana mentioned you've done a lot of things locally to try to give back. What have you done in the last couple of weeks in order to, bring awareness and to help out with some of the charities locally?
First and foremost, I offer self-defense classes in my gym for members of the youth rape crisis centers. I've talked out to all the, I have a huge outreach to males and to let them know that how to respect women and what they say, their words are very powerful. I mean, that's the biggest thing I learned out of all this. Your words are powerful. And, just to educate everybody, to put that out there first.
You seem very emotional up there, especially talking about your family and having to face your father after this. Now, how are you feeling? What kind of sense of relief do you feel just a couple hours ago you got your job back?
I feel relieved. I feel like I got a huge pressure taken off my shoulders and to get back to the gym and start training.
What kind of offers did Miguel receive? He's probably one of the hottest free agents there for a time. So who did you hear from?
The phone rang off the hook. I mean, but the bottom line is there's only one place Miguel wanted to fight, and that's right here for the UFC, and it's for Dana White. So we got calls every day of the week, but there was only one hope in mind, and thankfully everything worked out.
Final question: when will we see Miguel Torres back inside the octagon?
Hopefully in March. I was looking towards fighting in the end of March. Hopefully Dana White and all the boys up there let me still honor that and try to fight in March.
Anyone in particular you have in mind?
Wherever they put in front of me, it's going to be nasty.
I said it was one final question. I'll give you the floor. Is there anything you want to say? There are a lot of people watching this and a lot of fans of yours, a lot of people that want to hear your side. Anything else that we didn't touch on that you'd like to say to try to sort of put this story to rest?
Pretty much I want to thank my family and my friends for being next to me this whole time. My manager, Glenn Robinson, and this guy's been with me the whole time and he's helped me out a lot. My silence has been because he's helped me to get through this. And I'm here to train. I'm here to fight. I want to thank all my sponsors that are still stuck by my side. And I want to thank Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta for taking me back.
Thank you very much, guys, and welcome back to the UFC.
Thank you.